Hello out there and welcome back to Beacon Pines. My name is Eric with Perspective Gaming, and we're off to continue on this new timeline with an aged up Rollo and a hair-changed Beck to try and save Beck's mom. So, without further ado, let's get going.
The heist. They spent the night's end huddled around that small map, formulating a plan to infiltrate the headquarters of Perennial Harvest. It would be no small feat. A modern facility equipped with all manner of technology. Not to mention the swarm of clipboards that would most certainly be scattered throughout. By the time the sun began to peek through the car window used as a makeshift balcony door, all were in agreement. This could just work. The final day before the festival would be used to prepare. They'd need to pool every resource at their disposal, pull every favor with a thread. Even enlist some unsavory characters around town with important tasks only they were suited for. Luckily, there was enough ill will and mistrust toward Perennial Harvest that alliances could be found at a bargain. Luca, Beck, and Rollo rubbed their eyes as they exited the treehouse. They hadn't slept at all that night. There was no time. The festival was to begin in one day, and they each had their assignments.
Alright, quick recap. Rollo, you're going to talk to Roxy, cordially. Without her in fits, this thing could go bust. Me, cordial is my middle name. Uh-huh. And how do you plan on to explain your new...
He waved vaguely at Rollo's sizable figure.
Circumstance. Bah, she'll be happy I'm alive. She won't even notice.
Beck snorted an involuntary giggle.
And Beck, you're sure Alona won't... And Beck, you're sure Alona won't shoot this whole thing down when she hears it? She'll listen. Once she understands the danger Nellie's in, the danger we're all in, the plan will make sense. Okay. That leaves me with Jeff, then Iggy. How are you going to persuade them? I'll think of something.
They each looked at each other with sleepy confidence and nodded.
Well, Godspeed. Let's go. Let's go. I've done all the fishing. I can't talk to you. Is there anybody out there? Oh, I never knew I could lean coolly against this post. I don't know why it's letting me explore around over here. See if there's anything. Nope, just for some reason letting me explore anywhere. I don't know why I'm bothering. I think I have all the words that are hidden. I just Nope, nothing new. Nothing new. We must have something. Undaunted, he shook his head. Over? No. Endings are merely a state of mind. This doesn't end until I give up. Wow, I admire the conviction. But can he really pull through? They sure didn't give you anything, Piper, even though you have a really nice design. Man, nothing at the beginning of this episode. Probably gonna have to do some jumpy cutty bits. You ever wondered why an agricultural company employs an army of survey takers? The clipboards, they say they're just trying to make us happy. Do they want to make us happy? Or just figure out what makes us happy? An important distinction. You're the best. Why can't I go on adventures with you? Hey, Jeff.
What can I do for you?
Well, I know how much you hate Perennial Harvest.
Hate's a strong word.
Oh, sorry, I mean...
I didn't say it was the wrong word.
Gotcha. So we're gonna break into the headquarters, and I thought you might be able to help.
Jeff wheezed out a long snicker.
You see, I knew you kids were all right.
So, great. So you'll help?
The joy in Jeff's face drained instantly.
Not a chance.
But
Give me one good reason I should risk my hide aiding and abetting you rascals.
Looking into the sullen eyes of his would-be accomplice, Luca blurted out the first word that came to mind.
Junk?
Yeah, what of it?
See, I got more junk than a king has copper. Ain't interested.
Luca wasn't ready. He shouted out,
Fight?
Been enough fighting for one lifetime, but more than a share of losing. Time comes to hang up the gloves.
All right, friggin'. Oh no, what's his name? Wildcat from DC. Crooked?
Yeah, they're all crooks. Like cockroaches. Stand about another comes scurrying along to take its place. Yeah, it's all shit. I still ain't helping. Ain't that some shit?
Hide?
Jeff's brow perked up.
What'd you say?
Go ahead and hide then.
Sensing some traction, Luca carried on with vigor.
Let a bunch of kids who do what needs to be done. We're not afraid.
Jeff's scowl faded
I
with a
somehow
sigh.
managed to guess the exact wrong thing every single time.
Say what you will about old Jeff, and they all do. But you'll never hear him say I hid from nothing.
One good stomp of the foot was all Jeff needed to drive his point home.
What it was you kids needed.
Some sort of disguise.
I got just the thing.
And while we're at it, that crate should come in handy.
This ain't gonna be free, you know. I think 5 bags of sour gobs ought to cover it.
Put it on my tab.
Luca offered out his open hand to seal the deal. With a firm and dusty grip, Jeff reciprocated.
Done. Swing by first thing in the morning.
Probably nothing here. It's weird. I understand that, like, I clicked on a lot of this stuff already, but it just seems like if they didn't have more stuff to say, they didn't need me to be able to go there. I don't know. It's a very minor qualm with a very polished game so far. Hey, Tish, look who it is. Luca, you here to try and tickle us to death again? Just, look, hear me out.
Iggy raised an eyebrow suspiciously.
We're listening. Iggy, I know we've both been giant bags of... I have to say malice. Malice to each other. Malice? Wow, Tish, smart guy with the smart words thinks he's impressing us. Scram, we ain't interested. I had to. It was
Luca
so funny.
knew they'd need Iggy. He tried again.
To each other.
Iggy gave a reluctant shrug.
You're not wrong. But lately, life has been kinda... strange, you know?
Iggy considered the point.
Things have been weird around here. So I'm offering truce and asking for your help. What do you say we... pull our hostilities for now, at least? Huh?
Iggy gave a
I
reluctant...
thought it was gonna be like pull a prank or something, not...
Iggy considered...
Well, I do like breaking things, even if a truce means less breaking things. What if I told you there was a way to have a truce and break stuff? Go on. I need you to cause a distraction so I can sneak into Perennial Harvest HQ.
A wild-eyed grin spread across Iggy's.
My, Luca Van Horn, I'm impressed. The voice is just all over the place. And after all this is all done, maybe you and Tish can come hang out at the treehouse sometime.
Iggy glanced over to Tish, who nodded in agreement.
Fine. But not because we want to see a crappy treehouse. We just like to cause chaos.
With a quick nod, Luca was off.
You hear that, Tish?
Iggy gazed up at Tish with a smile.
You invited us to hang out at the treehouse.
A single tear ran down Tish's cheek.
I never expected this day to come. How wonderful. With elation.
Chapter 7. Into the Hive. A good heist requires preparation, and thorough preparation takes time, something they had precious little of.
Hide for him was at the very beginning of the game. Words we needed for Iggy were shit, which was early. Break, which was not too far in. I'm wondering if those were like a you're locked out from completing this, or if you were supposed to have all of them. I think you must have had to evolve all of them to be here by now, but I'm not certain.
So far, everything was in order. Jeff, Iggy, and Tish all agreed to do their part. Beck radioed Luca that night with a simple and covert message. "We are locked and loaded on my end." And Rollo, after a lengthy confession, managed to persuade Roxy and Fitz to help. He stowed away in mission control for the night to avoid attracting attention.
I'm excited.
Rollo, being uniquely suited for the role, would be the first to breach Perennial Harvest. The outfit provided by Jeff wasn't perfect, but a convincing disguise is 10% wardrobe, 90% confidence.
Just about, yeah.
Rollo took a few vigorous breaths and shook out his arms.
Just stay calm, Rollo. You can do this. Got your delivery here. A delivery? I don't have anything in my notes about a delivery. One moment. Oh, we missed our opportunity. I'm so sorry, but there's no delivery scheduled for this morning. Right.
He had to think quick.
That's because this goes directly to the founder. He asked that it be kept secret.
Rollo sighed, adjusting his tool belt.
You know how the founder can be. I suppose we can leave this one off the records. Our harvest awaits and such.
With a stroke of his mustache, Rollo proceeded into the Perennial Harvest headquarters.
Our harvest awaits? Package here for the founder. Oh, I didn't hear anything about... Yeah, this is a need-to-know kind of thing. I'll just check.
He stammered and flipped through the pages of his clipboard.
This goes directly to the founder. I don't have time to fill you in. Oh, I see. If you could just complete this form.
Rollo interrupted with urgency in his voice.
Every time the forms. Look, if you want to explain to the founder why I'm late, well, it's your funeral. I'm sorry. What did you say your name was again?
Rollo panicked.
Our harvest awaits. Sir? This is a restricted area. Excuse me, sir. Our harvest awaits. Yep. Suck on this, perennial ham fist. I don't know where he found more fireworks. What was that?
The distraction was enough for Rollo to regain his confidence.
Just open the damn door. I got a job to do.
The clipboard fumbled around in a frenzy.
I should check on that noise. Oh, come on. Just buzz me in already. Oh, okay. Whew. That was close. Our harvest awaits. Hey, I figure. When in doubt, stick with the classics. Well, that was a close one. But you pulled it off. Nice work, Rollo. All right, everyone knows what to do? Yep, deep engineering is to the north. I'll go with Beck, in case you need some muscle. I'll head east to the founder's office. You two be safe. I can't go that way. Can't go back in the box. Will it let me chase them? No. That's odd. Not even... There's not even any cups for the water. That is odd. Whoop. 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 Solomon?
Solomon stopped in his tracks.
Luca? What are you doing here? It's a long story. Are you okay?
A veneer of confusion flashed across Solomon's face. His words rushed out dramatically.
No, I am most certainly not okay. Some strange people grabbed me and Were they in hazmat suits? Yes, how did you know? They brought me here and locked me up when they were distracted. I ran. Dang, okay, you should stick with me. We've got a plan.
Solomon's facade briefly faltered.
We? Yeah, Rollo and Becker headed to deep engineering. Thank heavens you found me. We've got to get out of here. We can't leave just yet, but they'll catch us again. I've got to do something first. When you were running, did you happen to see a door marked Founder? Founder? Why are you looking for him? I'm not. I just need to get into that office. Now that you mention it, I do think I saw a door that said Founder. It was just down this way.
Luca happened to notice a plaque above the door.
Office of the Founder. Knocking comes with consequence. Okay, here it is. So it is. It's pretty lucky that I ran into you, or else I might have missed it. Truly fortunate.
Luca tried the handle.
Locked.
Solomon leaned forward to examine the mechanism.
Regrettably, it seems to be some sort of electric lock. I don't see how we could possibly defeat a lock like that.
Luca smiled and looked at his watch.
Let's just wait a minute. That's brazen. And dangerous. I don't know what sort of funny business you're up to, but I like it.
She mimed a quick hat tip and ambled off with a whistle.
Howdy. Good afternoon.
The light on the keypad changed from red to green.
How did you do that? It's good to have friends. Quick, let's get inside before someone spots us.
Luca switched on his
Darts
walkie-talkie.
in the sun. Oh no. Rollo, I'm in. As expected, there's a control panel. Great timing. We're stuck in a locked door marked 24601. 24601! Need you to get us through. What if someone catches us? We should get out of here. I'm not leaving my friend, Solomon.
On the computer screen, a green cursor blinked in a password field.
Surely you don't have a way to get around the password.
Luca pecked out his best guess. Underground secrets. The screen blinked to life. Columns of green numbers glowed
The
on a
security
black
here is
background.
very low, considering how much money has been put into this place. How did you just guess that? Oh, it's this absurd password Rollo heard when he was down here before. It's funny how someone arrogant enough to call themselves the Founder would use such a basic password. Or they were thinking several moves ahead, not expecting anyone to guess something so simple. These villain types always end up outsmarting themselves.
Solomon's jaw clenched into a half smile.
Your powers of deduction are impressive as your luck.
Luca quickly scanned the columns for number 24601.
I'm Jean Valjean. Rollo, I think this should do it. Bingo bango, doors open, Luca. You never fail to impress. What is that slippery lout even doing down here? We have a friend whose mom's in trouble. We're here to get her out. I see. Okay, Luca, I think we're close. The next door is marked 13806. If that one's a reference, I don't get it. 13806. It's not 8675309.
Once again, Luca scrutinized the numbers on the screen. In that moment of distraction, Solomon reached forward and pressed a large red button.
Maybe this one opens the lock. Crap, we got company. Luca, must go faster. One sec, I can't think with all this noise.
He quickly skimmed the screen with his finger.
Here it is, 13806. Go, go, go. Curse these fumbling hands. My apologies, Luca. Don't beat yourself up. I know you're just trying to help. Oh, man. No water cups. Rollo! I wanted to explore more. I may have to come back to this chapter. Rollo, are you okay? Rollo, come in.
Mr. Kerr approached with a sneer and spoke into his walkie-talkie.
You can turn off the alarms. They're trapped.
With self-satisfaction, he called into the hallway.
That, my dears, is a dead end. Nowhere to run. Rolo, where are you? Are you okay? Yeah, I think we lost him. Making our way back to Nellie's office. Okay, you two rabble-rousers are coming with us. Nope. Good. Make a break for it. Did that little shit just kick me? Don't just stand there after them. Okay, I think that worked. Roxy and Fitz have them on a wild goose chase. I'm having trouble following what just happened. Like I said, it's good to have friends. Rolo, how long do you think Roxy can distract them? How long can Roxy keep someone so pissed off they can't see straight? Let's just say we got time. Entering Nellie's office now. Mom! Oh, honey, what did you do to your hair? I thought you'd be happy. I finally used the Young Chemist Lab kit. You sure have a knack for making me incredibly proud in the most frustrating ways. We need to get you out of here. We? Who's your adult friend? Oh, I'm not an adult. We ever heard of a growth spurt? I had more of a growth spew. No, that's not possible.
Nellie leaned over to examine his teeth.
Substantial banding on the enamel of the molars, consistent with Tempest liquamine exposure. Is that what you call the junk they forced me to drink? You drank it? Oh no. They told me it was only being tested on plants. Oh, Beck, sweetie, I promise I didn't know. Mom, what the hell is going on at this place? I brought you here to work on the discovery of... I was brought here to work on the discovery of a lifetime. A novel chemical compound was discovered under Beacon Pines in a wellspring they called a source. They named it Tempest liquamine. It pulls energy from its surroundings in order to fundamentally alter matter's relationship to time. It was the secret to Valentine's fertilizer. They harvested the source, infusing small amounts of Tempest liquamine into the product. It works wonders, drastically accelerating plant growth. Crops to be ready to harvest in a fraction of the time. But it led to complications, like, sudden death. The foul harvest. Perennial Harvest came in to clean up this mess to see where Valentine failed. But Tempest liquamine is rebellious. Rebellious? You can think of it as a manifestation of change itself. It's volatile by its very nature. A manifestation of change itself, sure. So the more you try to force it to do a specific thing, the more it resists, yes. I can relate to that. My role was to finish the work of my predecessor, Dr. Prescott. Harness tempeliquamine into reliably manipulate an organism's age. Just imagine how many people we could feed. Mr. Kerr was very insistent that we achieve a successful result before today's festival. But you didn't, right?
Nellie sighed.
You know how much I love a good puzzle. I poured myself into the problem. It wasn't long until I discovered oddities in Dr. Prescott's notes. Oddities? They contained obvious errors, mistakes that someone of his reputation would never make. So I fixed them, and I now get to replace my entire wardrobe. I really am truly sorry. Man, those clothes were all hand-me-downs anyway. It sounds like Dr. Prescott figured it out and got cold feet and intentionally sabotaged his own work. I had considered that possibility. I've sent a letter asking him to clarify things. Mom, Dr. Prescott is dead. Kerr had him killed. What? I overheard them talking about it on the radio. That's why we gotta get you out of here. Like now. Wait, the vial! I finally solved the chemical equation allowing the direct control of aging. Mr. Kerr picked it up just before you came. All the more reason we gotta hightail it. Dr. Luca, we got Dr. Mudwell heading your way now. Roger that. Be careful. Everything's all right. Everything's on track. And what is your plan for escape? We'll go over everything when we get there. In the meantime, maybe we can dig up some more info. Malice 80 proof whiskey. A hard drink for a hard man. Wow, even his alcohol is arrogant.
Solomon muttered inaudibly.
I should just smother you right now. What was that? I said I shouldn't bother you right now. Don't be silly, you're no bother at all. This is very silly. Let's see what else this bad boy has on it. Security system. Time card logs. Payroll. Big base. And for being so evil, this guy sure is boring.
Solomon once again muttered under his breath.
Just you wait. Huh? Oh, nothing.
Luca tugged on each of the cabinets.
Man, this guy fucking sucks, huh? Dang, this must be the good stuff. They're all locked. Perhaps it's not as careless as you suspected. Oh, wow, okay, the automatic walk around. Looks like the founder was helping Kerr plan the festival. Why would such a secretive leader be obsessed with a party? Only time will tell.
Luca held his hand up to the ashtray.
Still warm. He must have been in here recently. Come to think of it, you were in here recently and then tried to tell me that the founder was the other direction? I'm really sorry you got dragged into this mess, Solomon. You really needn't worry about me. Well, I feel bad either way. We're gonna get you out of this, I promise.
With a subtle, quivering lip, a smile crawled across Solomon's face. They heard the trampling of frantic footsteps from the hallway.
Lock it, lock it, lock it! Locked. That was close. When we left Nellie's office, it was swarming with clipboards. We barely got away. Did they follow you? Rolo? Before we start tossing around blame, it is possible someone ordered a pizza. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Definitely not pizza. What now? Don't look at me. I'm officially retiring from the heisting business. We're so sorry for the inconvenience. We just have a few quick questions. Let me think. Can someone watch the door? Of course. Everyone else huddle up. Oops. I think this little caper has gone on long enough. Solomon, no! Hush now, child. The adults are speaking. Dr. Mudwell, this is a brief reintroduction is in order. We've never met in person, but we have corresponded. You see, it was I who hired you. Solomon, the pathetic orphan child, the powerful and enigmatic founder, Sharper, the fallen progenitor who created this town, Perennial Harvest, Valentine Fertilizer, all connected by a single thread. Yours truly. But that's...
Her eyes searched the floor in thought. Solomon watched eagerly, waiting for the flicker of epiphany. With a sickened look, she peered into his soul.
Yes, now you've got it. Tempest Liquimine. You discovered how to reverse the process.
Solomon clapped with genuine delight.
Very good, Dr. Mudwell. Very good. Though the discovery wasn't intentional.
Solomon glanced down, examining his youthful form.
And the effects went a little too far for my tastes. That's why you needed me to finish Dr. Prescott's work, which you did admirably. Mr. Kerr, the vial, please.
Kerr presented it with a theatrical twirl of the hand.
May I present to you the eighth wonder of the...
Before he could finish, Rollo snatched the vial from Kerr's palm.
Wow, this stuff sounds pretty valuable. Be careful, you fool. You have no idea what you have in your hands. Actually, we do. You just did a whole evil villain monologue thingy about it.
Rollo casually tossed the vial to Luca.
Gosh, maybe I'll have a taste.
Luca jiggled the vial mockingly.
Seize him. Luca, over here. Move another inch and I smash it.
She held it tightly behind her back. Solomon sighed, speaking in crisp, measured syllables.
You have no plan. I'll smash it, I swear. Fine, risk killing us all. Or if you're lucky, nothing happens, then what? We capture you and grant you much less leniency?
He pursed his lips with feigned sincerity.
But I give you my word, if you hand it over now, none of you will be harmed.
A deep uncertainty washed over
That's
Beck.
not true at all. That is the most obvious lie ever. You're a smart girl, Beck. There's no shame in being outwitted by someone smarter than you. We both know this is the only way this ends.
She looked to Nellie shakily. With a dispirited nod, Nellie sighed in defeat. Beck slowly approached Solomon.
That's a good girl. Beck, don't do it. We can't trust that jerk. I'm sorry, he's right.
With apprehension, Beck conceded. Solomon pocketed the vial
she do
and
a
brushed off his
switcheroo?
shoulder with a sharp flick.
Mr. Kerr, you have allowed yourself to be humiliated by a group of children. Report to my office tomorrow for a performance
The
review.
blood drained from Kerr's face.
Of course, sir. But first, you have a speech to make. Trot out there and give the introduction I deserve. And don't forget to smile. Yes, sir! And to think, all of this was thanks to the efforts of Mr. Van Horn. I don't understand. How is this all because of me? I said Mr. Van Horn, silly child. Dr. Walt Van Horn. Your father was always a thorn in my side. I offered an opportunity to be a part of something great. But the fool was blinded by righteousness. He even broke into my laboratory in an attempt to sabotage my work.
Solomon shook his head with gratification.
But the universe has a funny way of correcting course. By meddling with a force he didn't understand, Walt showed me its true potential. As fate would have it, Luca, your father's dying act was to grant me eternal life.
A muffled applause resonated faintly through the walls.
Well, that's my cue. After the festivities and my subsequent ascension, I will return to deal with you all. Until then, I suggest you use this time to reflect on the magnitude of your failure. You three keep post outside the door. I wonder if we survive the freeze in here. Oh, crap. Actually, the freeze might not have happened in this timeline, now that I remember. Because we may have interrupted Gran. I can't believe Beck sold us out like that. I'm not sure she had any other choice. So what now? What's the plan? I don't have one. Of course you do. You always have a plan. Rolo? You just need some time. Rolo, it's over. We lost.
Nellie was staring at the floor, deep in thought.
Sorry, Luca. Give me a minute to calm my mind. Hey. I'm sorry, Luca. I did what I had to do. I know, it's just, we were so close. I got a feeling that eventually Solomon will get what's coming to him. Time wounds all heals. Well, time seems less like less of an issue for him now. Luca, there's something you should know. After Mr. Kerr locked me in that office, I had nothing but time and curiosity. I poked around a bit hoping to find any means of escape, but I found something else. A note hidden in a false drawer. What sort of note? Dr. Prescott must have sensed his time at Perennial Harvest was going short. So he left behind a letter with the hope it would be found by his successor. It was a confession of sorts. He left it for me, but its contents... Luke, I think they were meant for you. Why? What did it say? It was about an incident with your mother. Dr. Prescott found her in his lab with a stolen keycard. There was an accident. She has been exposed to extreme amounts of Tempest liquamine.
The color dropped from Luca's face.
She survived. Dr. Prescott decided to help her recover. He no longer trusted Perennial Harvest, so he kept her whereabouts a secret. Over time, your mother led him to reconsider the purpose of scientific discovery. Science is often a vanguard of change, but that doesn't mean it's always right. He realized that no one should have control over something as powerful as time itself. I now believe that's why he began to intentionally sabotage his own work. And it cost him his life. That's a reasonable conclusion.
Luca was overwhelmed with emotion.
But if she's alive, where has she been? Where is she now?
A sudden explosion sounded from the hull.
I'm guessing the ice happened.
Chapter 8. Comeuppance. Ears still ringing, Gran picked herself up off the ground. Through the dust and smoke, she looked over to see Mrs. Fratelli helping Hiram Tolliver to his feet. She'd had to beg, borrow, and steal to acquire those explosives. How many nights had she spent visualizing how she'd use them to make things right? And now, her one shot at destroying the source, that damned hole that swallowed so much of her life, was gone. Traded for this jagged hole in a wall and a foolhardy shot at rescuing Rollo. With Fratelli and Tolliver at her side, she stepped through.
Okay, that's what Gran was doing instead.
It was a strange feeling. The last time she'd stalked this maze of hallways, it was in a different body. They quickly rounded a corner to find a group of clipboards guarding a door. Something worth guarding is probably something worth seeing. She leapt forward, brandishing her cane. If her last chance at vengeance for things lost was truly gone, she would just have to fight to keep what she still had.
It's weird page 68 didn't get filled. Oh, it did now. Dad! Gran, what are you doing here? Luca, what are you doing here? We're here to save Nellie. We're here to save Rollo. Hey, Miss Lucas Gran. That's awful nice of you, but I'm fine. I had to process Miss Lucas Gran for a second. That one threw me. Oh no, what did they? Gran, there's no time to explain. We have to go now. Come on, everyone. We've got a party to crash.
They made their way out from deep within Perennial Harvest, just as Solomon finished up his speech.
Thankfully, we can dispense with formalities from here on out.
Solomon pulled a glass vial from his pocket.
We gotta stop him.
In one smooth motion, he downed its contents. A triumphant smile grew across Solomon's lips.
No. Well, I guess that's it. We lost. I wouldn't be so sure about that.
With a mischievous
Time wounds all
look,
heals.
Beck elbowed Luca. Remember when I had the vial behind my back?
I might have tweaked his wonder potion with a little... Interesting choice. This is a story about change.
I might have tweaked his wonder potion with a little change.
Like pocket change? Your unlucky penny? Yeah, I popped it in the vial when no one was looking. What's that going to do? No idea. That's the beauty of science. Now we observe. You can call me Sharper Valentine.
His body and face began to contort and expand as he disappeared into a belching green mist.
Holy crap, he's a baby. Yeah, but he's still Sharper, right? What he was no longer matters. This is an innocent child. Oh my god, the baby's face looks so sinister. I apologize for all the harm my father has caused you.
Eris awkwardly cradled the squirming child. She looked to her brother, her voice shaking with uncertainty.
Augustus, what do we... We do what Valentines always do. What must be done. I'll hurry home and prepare a crib for father, young Sharper. That would be a great help. Thank you.
She looked back down at the infant with equal parts kindness and terror in her eyes. With a shake of her head, Eris addressed the crowd with a stern scowl.
Okay, everyone, the show's over. You may leave now.
Epilogue. Beacon Pine's coldest summer on record came and went without much fanfare. Folks shared what they had, and none were left wanting. The new school year was ushered in by the falling leaves of autumn. After everything Luca, Rollo, and Beck had been through, middle school was bearable. The chill of winter didn't seem to bother people much. They kindled a hope for a better future in their hearts. When spring arrived, farmers planted their crops with a sense of joy and optimism. And as the dawn of the first day of summer came again, its light slowly spread through the shallow valley.
Dawn of the first day.
It crept over the town square, across the river, past the neglected welcome sign, and came to rest on a young boy sleeping at dawn. His mind at peace, knowing he is here for a reason.
I guess that's our good ending. Kind of blows for Rollo. Rollo, are you up yet? Roger that. It's a beautiful day at Mission Control. You gonna swing by? Be there in a minute. Unless we find out how to young him again, which maybe we did. It's like, I wouldn't want to be cursed with like 10 to 20 years less of life. Mom, I'm ready to go now. You go on without me. I'll meet you there. I've got a batch of jam to finish jarring. It's funny. I only started making jams as a way to send messages without anyone noticing, but now I enjoy it. Good that we're open with Mom again. Gotta check on the tombstone. That's nice. That's a good detail that they moved the tombstone. I hear you and Rolo have big plans for that little treehouse. Yeah, it started getting crowded after we revoked the max capacity 1 Rolo, 1 Luca rule. So we decided to expand. But at least we got some help with that. How's the internship at Nellie and Alona's shop going? It's been great. I'm hoping it helps me get into the School of Agriculture up at State. Also, Nellie said she'd write me a letter of recommendation, which would be huge. I just can't help but worry about leaving Rolo. That'd be incredible to get like an award-winning scientist. Your recommendation, holy moly. He's growing up so fast, but he's still my little brother. Yeah, he had a heck of a growth spurt. I don't just mean grown literally. This morning he was up and finished chores before I even had breakfast. Well, some of that might be his excitement about the treehouse renovations. Don't tell him this, because it'll go to his head, but I'm really proud of that little punk. I'm sure he feels the same way, but he's just too dang proud to tell you. I know. Aw. These trees might be a little bit in the middle of the road, but I don't know. Hey Gus, how's tree planting going? Couldn't be better. I'm so grateful to Alona and Nellie for letting me help. I just wasn't built for being a mayor. Too much bureaucracy. Gus, we finished cleaning up the sidewalks. What's next?
When Perennial Harvest collapsed, most of the clipboards skipped town. But some stuck around and dedicated themselves to making things right.
Anyone with a knack for art can help paint the new offices. You can count on us! Well, it looks like you really found your calling. I never really felt comfortable telling people what to do. Now this right here, this is something I can be proud of. Cute. He's telling people what to do and he doesn't think he's any good at it. Slow and dirty harvest. How's the napping this morning? I don't know if Slow and Dirty Harvest is going to sell much, but it's a great name for this game. For the themes of this game. Most underrated part of a good nap is the view. And the view's getting greener every day. Nice. I see you decided on a name. Yup, we had to clear out all the old stuff before putting the final touch. Slow and Dirty Harvest is now official. I like it. It was Nellie's idea. There's still a lot of work to do, and the name serves as a reminder. Just because progress is important doesn't mean that change should happen fast. In fact, we've learned that the more you care about something, the more important it is to take things slow. Our motto is go slow and fix things. Amen to that. Let's not go to the mission control first. Oh, but the whole rest of the town. Luca, get this. I managed to reel in an actual fish this morning. Seriously? Yeah, an honest to goodness, flip, flopping, swamming fish. I don't think I've ever caught an actual fish here. Been at least 7 years since I caught one. I'd say it's a good omen, except that you killed the last fish. What did you do with the fish? Oh, I released it back into the pond. Good. I'm hoping to catch it again tomorrow. Good man. A little higher. Yup. A little lower. Yup. A little higher. Yup. I'm telling you, the angle isn't the issue. We need more power to the radio. Luca, you there you are. Would you tell him it's not the angle? Hey, I'm not in charge of the antenna redesign. Fine, fine. Iggy, just don't do anything drastic till we get back. Who, me? Tish, you're in charge while I'm gone. Tish, you're in charge while I'm gone. Yup. They'll be fine, right? It'll be fine. If we really want mission control to turn into something bigger and better, we have to loosen our grip a bit. You're right. Lead the way. Okay, rest of town. Nope, wait. I want to see if I can talk to them real quick. Nope. This has been a very cute game. I really enjoyed this whole experience. I had grander visions of how it might end. I was wondering if because there was time stuff that we might all sort of loop back together and have like all 3 endings sort of be the same ending somehow. I'm okay with that not happening though. Young Mr. Van Horn. How is little Solomon or Sharper doing? He's so grumpy. Young Sharper seems to enjoy nature more than I. So we do a lot of strolling these days. Has he, you know, attempted to crawl out of his crib and plot world domination? Yeah. Thankfully, no. I spoke at length with Dr. Moodwell, and she feels that Sharper's infinite mind was not developed enough to retain his previous memories. Although I'd argue that a child's mind also wouldn't really work the same as an adult brain, because the whole teenage years is basically her whole brain resculpting itself into an adult brain, but whatever. For all intents and purposes, the child is unmolded clay. Let's hope he's a little nicer the second time around. That's the objective, yes. But really all I can do is try and hope. 2 activities I am endeavoring to find less tasteful. Well, I think you're doing a great job. And the whole town is ready to help out however we can. I can't wait to teach him how to throw a baseball.
Eris did her best to ignore the tears welling in her eyes.
That would be acceptable. I mean, we also did basically just murder Sharper because we erased his memories, but, you know, whatever. It wasn't like we really had a choice in that. He looked to his friends with a thankful smile. After everything that could have gone wrong, everything that did go wrong, we made it. The end.
Closing her eyes, Miss Hatch took a deep, relaxing
I guess
breath.
that's kind of true. This is the sort of the timeline where everything went as wrong as possible for us, but we came out through it at the end, which is kind of cool. Oh, hello, Luca. How are you? Really good, actually. That's wonderful. Did I miss anything? I think you're pretty much up to speed. But Ching. Oh, did he move on? Luca, do you want a biscotti? It's on the house. I don't really have time. Nope, he's here. Zariel, you gotta come and see this. I finally did it. I pulled the perfect espresso. Aw, Lumi. If I didn't know better, I'd think you were proud of something. Yeah, as if. It's too late. You are now officially a person that cares. I don't know where Piper is, though. What's today's news that needs knowing? I'll give you tomorrow's headline today. Our old friend Patrick C. Montesquieu, a.k.a. William Kerr, just performed a stirring rendition of The Iceman Cometh at the State Correctional Facility. I hear there wasn't a dry eye in the house. Well, I guess they have plenty of time to work on his craft. Yeah, I guess he would be going to prison. I'm glad you swung by. More of your Damn you, controller. More follow-up questions for your story? Nope, I got everything I need. Thanks again for that. Sent a draft of the story for the reporter in Capital City. And they offered me an internship. Hey! Make sure it's paid. Of course they did. You're an amazing reporter. I don't know about all that. A story about a phony corporation that picked up an entire town of people and moved them to cover up a massive illegal mine shaft full of incredibly hazardous chemicals sort of writes itself if you think about it. Just don't forget when you become a big fancy city reporter. Capital City isn't that far away. I'm going to have to come back from time to time to check in and see what new sorts of trouble you've gotten yourself into. Sorry to disappoint, but my adventuring days are over. Huh, we both know that's not true. What makes you say that? Call it reporter's intuition. Dawn sequel. I want to play a bat reporter.
Mrs. Fratelli glowed with a carefree smile.
Is that your suitcase? That is 2 weeks of unencumbered tranquility. Excuse me, would you be so kind as to take my order? 2 weeks of sand, margaritas, and forgotten obligations. Excuse me, I'd love a place to place an order.
Mrs. Fratelli sighed with a zen-like calm.
Just as soon as the lunch rush ends. Yeah, I'll be a feather on the wind. You're going on vacation? For the first time in years. And I've got your mom to thank. Why's that? She didn't tell you yet? You two are gonna fill in for me at the diner while I'm gone. Just like old times. It's fine, I'll wait. Cute. Ding ding. What else do we got here? Satan boy here. Wow, back for seconds.
If it's not too much trouble. For the longest time, I didn't understand the appeal of ice cream. It serves no purpose, other than to be briefly enjoyed and then it's gone.
But it's pretty tasty while it lasts.
I'm inclined to agree.
Ephemeral art, baby. I love ephemeral art. Luca, can I interest you in a delicious apple?
He playfully waggled an apple.
No thanks, I'm just saying hello. Well, hello then. Mind telling your mom you need to create new created jam? Already? It's funny, I used to hide the stuff in the back. Terrified that someone would find out about our secret messages. Now everyone wants to get their hands on Eleanor Van Horn's famous Spy Jam. My favorite video game, Spy Jam. Hey Luca, can you tell Roxy I'll be free in an hour? Sure thing. My dad's making me stock the shelves for the summer. He says it builds character. I think he meant to say builds calluses. Builds character. Yeah, it builds something all right. I'm gonna go check and see if I can actually tell Roxy that she'll be done in an hour. I'm guessing not, but we'll see. She's gone! Ah! It's a new mystery. Slow and dirty, please. All right, on our way. There's just always more rabbits, huh?
Over the school year, Kato and Bert had become close friends.
But did you know that when they covered up the source, they found a new species of fungus? Yep, and they're studying it in the new labs. Did you know that Beacon Pines is now the smallest town in the county? Yep, close to population before Perennial Harvest moved in.
It typically went on like this for quite some time.
I can't believe it's over. Yeah, the town's really starting to turn a new leaf. The town? I was talking about Hank Atomic. I just finished the last issue. How was it? It's great as always. Hank finally returned to Earth. But I just feel weird now. Weird can be cool. Just means you're ready for something new. Any suggestions? You could always Miss Hatch about what she's always reading. She seems to really enjoy it. Huh, maybe I'll do that. Cute. Hello.
Luca peeked over Piper's
I always
shoulder.
liked your design, Piper, but you were even more unimportant than Dawn.
Laid stealthily inside a large volume of mathematics was the first issue of Hank Atomic.
Piper, are you reading Hank Atomic? Do you mind not telling anyone? I've kind of got a reputation to uphold. Oh, it's nothing to be ashamed of. Just about every kid in town reads Hank Atomic. Honestly, I'm excited for you. What I'd give for a start over fresh, to experience it again for the first time. I guess that's the downside of finishing something nice. At least now I can enjoy it again through you. Promise to tell me about it as you go. Sure thing. Lots of very meta commentary. It's very cute. You're doing a good job. This game is so goddamned charming. Hey, Mr. Nuncreed. I'm gonna go see my dad in a bit. Do you want to come with? Even after everything I did, you'd still...
Mr. Nuncreed shook his head.
You really are your father's son, aren't you? I don't think I'm ready for that yet. Well, you're always invited. I bet he'd love to hear from you. I'll visit Walt in my own time. You run along now.
With Perennial Harvest gone, the transportation tubes were left unused.
Come on, come on. No one's too big, no one's too small. For Jeff's wild ride.
Well, maybe not completely unused.
That's amazing.
Just one piece of candy for the ride of your life. Who's next?
You're not going to be able to upkeep that for just candy. You're going to need to charge money to upkeep that working. Guess what? Yesterday I saw Dynasty's Titus. That's good? It's great. I haven't spotted one of those in years. At this rate, Beacon Pines is going to become bug capital of the county. Good for you, I guess. Weirdo. I have a mushroom now. Oh, it's going through the screen destroyed my mushroom. Had one of those portal fields that destroys everything you take with you. I have news I think you'll enjoy. This morning I unpacked my last box. You're officially moved in. It's just a box. Let's not blow this out of proportion. Sounds an awful lot like putting down roots. I guess I decided this place is root-worthy. You're going to be stuck with me for the foreseeable future. I do have to warn you, most years aren't going to be as interesting as this one. I think I'll manage, and also you don't know that. Really? Ready? Before we go, there's a bit of a surprise. Cute. My mom's prepared this tree especially for you. They didn't have to do that. It wasn't just them. Just about the whole town pitched in. We all owe you. It should do okay as the cold of old Beacon Pines, and thrive as things warm up. That's perfect. Well, I am ready because I talked to everyone else in town.
Ah, you got it. That's a good-looking tree. Being a special occasion and whatnot, the ride's on the house. 2 candies. You want to hang on to the tree, real tight to that little tree.
I think this is it. The end I've been waiting for. Honestly, I began to lose hope of ever finding it.
Well, here we are.
But then you came along.
Yeah, it wasn't been possible without you.
I don't know exactly how to thank you. It's hard to explain how much this means to me. It's funny, now that our time together is finally ending. I'm at a loss for
That
words.
seems appropriate.
Let's just watch the end together.
Done. A good little tree. The best little tree. Thank you, children. This means a lot. Yeah, thanks for everything. Shucks, I only did what any super awesome best buddy would have done. We should probably give you some alone time now. You good? Yeah, I am. It's been a wild year. How are you feeling? Everyone keeps asking me that. I'm fine, really. Always says the one thing fitter than the fiddle is a cello. I feel like a dang cello. Well, if you ever stop feeling like a cello, I'm here for you. I know you don't even have to say it. You two make an awesome pair. Excuse me? We're a trio now. Yep. Thanks. There's just one thing missing now, and that you're part of the group. Missing? Missing? Let me tell you a little story about a man named Hank Atomic. Oh, God. I won't be long. We'll be waiting for you back at the phone booth. I found the perfect way to start out our summer. You've got some good friends. I'm so proud of you. Your father would be so proud. I know. Mom, can I ask you a question? Do you ever dream about Dad? Not a night goes by that I don't. Are you ever afraid you're going to forget him? Forget what he looked like? Forget his voice? No, because so much of him lives on in you. He loved that whole tree, but I know he wouldn't have loved this one more. Because his 2 favorite people planted it. I'll give you 2 a moment. Hey, Dad. Dr. Mudwell says that over the next few years this place should warm up. So you won't have to be so cold for much longer. I think I finally understand why you left that night. There were things you believed in. Big things. Those beliefs were the things that made you, you. if you wouldn't have stood up to Sharper, stood up for what you believed in, you wouldn't have been the same person anymore. You had to go. But that doesn't mean you loved us any less. I might not visit you as much as I used to. I know you understand. And so our story ends as it began, saying goodbye. And moving forward. Very good. Way to go, everybody. As always, I'm going to let the credits roll in full. I will probably just append the other bad end choices I didn't get to the end here so we get to see everything that happens. But for all, you know, and for everything that Brain Stupid shut down, all in all, this is the end. Thanks for joining me through this. It was a real blast. I hope you guys had as much fun as I did. I'll have to think about it. I don't think I have enough to say about this game to write a paper on it, to write an essay on it. But even if I don't, I'll be considering, I'm not promising this yet, but I'll be considering doing like a, some kind of assignment. Head is in the wrong space. Some kind of video where I like sort of just talk about what I think, even if I don't make like a formal essay. That's also not a promise, but we'll see. We're just sort of doing what we do. I gotta look for my friend who's might be on here. Didn't see his name. Oh, backers. The full list of backers. That's where we'd probably be. So yeah, thank you guys for hanging out. Like I said, after this ends, we'll do the last couple of endings we didn't get, and it'll just have to be a long episode because I don't want to upload a separate episode that's just like 2 extra endings. But thanks for joining me, and this was super fun. It's not goodbye yet, but see you soon. Hey, saw my friend. Two endings left to see, so we'll just do these really quick because I imagine they'll be very fast. And then we can kind of say goodbye to this game. I might have tweaked this Wonder Potion with a little malice.
I might have tweaked his wonder potion with a little malice.
Malice? The whiskey from his office? Yep, dude has an unfinished glass on his desk. Figured his grow juice could use a little hair of the dog. You can all call me Sharper Valentine.
His body and face began to contort and expand as he disappeared into a belching green mist.
Hooray! That's what I call 80 proof. Now that's what I call 80 proof whiskey. 80 proof whiskey. Damn, dude.
The crowd gazed in stunned silence at the now empty stage.
It's not any less of a positive
The quiet
ending.
was broken when William Kerr sprinted off stage and into the distance. He was never seen around Beacon Pines, or anywhere else for that matter, again.
Probably pretty traumatizing for Beck.
Watching the silhouette of Kerr disappear over the horizon, Luca began to laugh. First, a low chuckle that became uncontrolled, heaving laughter. Through his tears, he was vaguely aware that the crowd had begun to laugh with him.
Did we make Joker laughing toxin?
The end. That was unexpected. Perhaps a bit of an absurd ending for my taste, but who am I to say?
And becoming a baby is not any more absurd, really.
I'm only writing the damn thing.
Are you writing it? Junk.
I might have tweaked his wonder potion with a little junk.
Can't wait to see the look on his face when he realizes he drank his own cigar ash. How did the ashes get into the vial? That was pretty easy to mess with the vial when I was behind my back. Oh, that's sneaky. Well, it's a bad habit anyways. I always said bad habits are like 50-yard field goals. Huh. Hard to trick, hard to kick. And we just end on that pun. You can call me Sharper Valentine.
His body and face began to contort and expand as he disappeared into a belching green mist.
Oh my god. I expected these endings to be more like he became a 50-foot tall monster and killed everyone or something, or just nothing happened. I didn't expect them all to kill him in a sense. Well, that's one way to kick a bad habit.
As the last of what was once Sharper Valentine wafted into the air, the crowd began to disperse, still numb from what they had just observed. Sharper Valentine was gone for good. His end would be a new beginning for Beacon Pines, a new chance to let go of the things they had lost and grab hold of a new future. The end. Well, I'd be lying if I said that wasn't a bit gratifying. If that feels to you like a good note to end on, I won't stand in your way.
Oh, and weep. I didn't do weep here. So let's grab that one last, and then we'll be done with this game. And in the stillness, he began to weep.
And in the stillness, he began to weep. It was all just too much. Falling to his knees, Luca whimpered softly. The tears crystallized as they hit the snow. Gran stared at Luca for a moment with warm sympathy, remembering why this was all necessary.
This will all make sense soon, Luca. Then everything can go back to normal, I promise.
She stiffened up and brandished the torch at Mr. Nuncreed.
You can't hide behind those people any longer, Joseph. Once their precious source is destroyed, we'll see where their loyalties fall. Juniper, don't.
Ignoring his final plea, Gran flung the torch into the deep darkness.
Dead!
She smiled and exhaled in relief. Mr. Nuncreed moaned in resignation. The torch echoed as it ricocheted down the hole, punctuated with a thunderous thud.
You see, Joseph, I've learned one very important lesson in this life. If you want things to change, then you must be willing to...
Before Gran could finish, the ground shook her to silence. Gran only had time to spin around and run to Luca. Her attempt to shield him, an honorable but trifling act. Unflinching love, pitted against an unthinking horror. There was no contest. Her warm embrace froze in an instant. That is where they remain, fixed in place, forever. And so, our story ends on this melancholy scene. In a town brought low by its secrets, sits the frozen statues of a misguided band of meddlers. The end. Well, that was dire. On the bright side, we finally figured out where all the ice is coming from. Now, we just need to find a way to deal with a mystic, unfathomable force of nature.
There we go. This was great. Honest to God, I say go out and buy this game if you were at all interested. I think this was awesome. I'd love to see more from these creators. This was a wonderful time. I hope you all enjoyed it as much as I did. So thanks for joining me, and we'll see you in whatever I end up playing after this. Bye!